His father wanted to name him after a Real Madrid striker. The government refused. 40 years later, he became the man who stopped Spain at the World Cup. This is the most unbelievable story at the 2026 World Cup. Born June 3, 1986 in Mindelo, a small town of just 70,000 people on the island of São Vicente in Cape Verde. His father was in the military. His mother worked constantly to survive. So Vozinha was truly raised by his grandparents. As a baby, his father wanted to name him Valdano, after the legendary Argentine striker Jorge Valdano of Real Madrid. The government authorities refused to allow it, so he became Josemar instead, and the older kids in his neighborhood gave him a nickname, Vozinha, meaning little grandmother. Because whenever they beat him on the football pitch, they laughed, saying he was going home to cry to his grandparents. He hated the nickname. It drove him crazy, but he never backed down, not once. In his own words, the boys in his neighborhood were much older. He always played in the street, getting beaten up a lot. But he was competitive and rebellious, and he refused to lose. Vozinha turned professional at the age of 25, late by any standard. His debut for local side Batuque FC in 2007 happened the same year Spain's Lamine Yamal, the superstar he would later face at the World Cup, was literally born. Think about that. When Lamine Yamal took his first breath as a baby, Vozinha was just starting his professional career. From Cape Verde, he went to Angola, then Moldova, then Portugal, then Cyprus, then Slovakia, then back to Portugal. 6 countries, 19 years, 1 trophy. He won 1 trophy in 19 years. Most players would have walked away long before then. And here is the part that will blow your mind. At Chaves, in Portugal's 2nd division. This season, Vozinha was barely even playing. Week after week, he wasn't even playing. He was just watching from the bench in Portugal's 2nd division. And somehow, that same man was about to face Spain at the World Cup. Nobody believed in him, except Cape Verde and himself, and that nickname, the one that drove him crazy as a child. When he arrived in Angola, there was already another goalkeeper called Josemar at his club. He refused to be called Josemar II, so he embraced Vozinha, the name the older kids used to mock him with. He put it on his shirt. He wore it with pride across 6 countries, and on Monday, June 15, 2026, the name Vozinha was searched millions of times around the world. The nickname he once hated became one of the most famous names at the World Cup. Spain versus Cape Verde, Atlanta Stadium. Cape Verde's first ever World Cup match, a country of just 500,000 people, the smallest nation by land area ever to qualify for a FIFA World Cup. Spain fired 27 shots. Lamine Yamal, Pedri, Gavi, Ferran Torres. All denied. Vozinha made 7 saves, was named Player of the Match, and became, at 40, the oldest goalkeeper to keep a clean sheet on a World Cup debut. Ever. When the final whistle blew, Vozinha collapsed beside his goal and burst into tears. His Instagram went from 46,000 followers to nearly 5 million in just a few hours. The whole world fell in love with a man from a tiny island who refused to give up for 40 years. Raised by grandparents, mocked as a child, sat on the bench in Portugal's 2nd division. 40 years old, first World Cup, stopped Spain. On Monday night, Vozinha didn't just save shots. He gave hope to every person who thinks they're too old, too late, or not good enough. Had you ever heard of Vozinha before this match? Let me know in the comment section. And subscribe to PellSteph Creates for incredible football stories every single day.